camp on your Expo's advantage, creep out the rest of the map, even though there's actually like one camp left, and just build up to 100 food before you do anything like that. It's just really not safe to be doing this. So, there you go. That's all nice and nifty. Not too much to say here. The Death Knight, once again, notice just how much the Death Knight is asleep throughout this entire thing. He's almost always asleep, and every time he wakes up, Fob just sleeps him again. And, I mean, it's 6-second cooldown, and with level 5 on the Dreadlord, sleep costs 50 mana and lasts for 15 seconds on a hero. It's ridiculously good if you use it right. So, in retrospect, with the strategy here, what you're going to do is get your DK ghouls, go ahead and pressure the Fiend player, then go ahead and tech very quickly to tier 3 at tier 2, get yourself a Dreadlord, and immediately go tier 3. Power creep your Dreadlord while harassing with your Death Knight, and once you have level 3 on the Dreadlord and the Death Knight and your tier 3 with a Lich Orb, start getting some guards and go mess that fucker up. Once you have an advantage, creep out the map and go for either Frost Realms if you have a slight advantage, or if you have a crushing, ridiculous, hilarious advantage, yes, you can try an Expo. Any questions? What's that? What if he doesn't go ghouls? Or what if he doesn't go fiends? We'll cover that in the next game. So I'll give you a little bit of time here to get yourself synced up at 1 minute with the next replay. So enjoy. And we're back. Damn. Some good OJ. Just chugged like a half-gallon or something. Yes. So here we are back with game 2 on Twisted Meadows. Going to be some pretty hot shit. This game is going to be really interesting. One of the best things about this series, and this is a best of 3 series that they're playing here, one of the best things about watching these is you can really look at the metagame that the pros go through and see how the strategies interact with each other and how they sort of combat each other on a mental level. In this particular series, Ted pretty much had a rude awakening with that DK Ghoul strat that raped him upside down and silly. So he's going to come back with the next one and see, okay, what do I need to do to beat that strat? You know, is he going to do this strat again? What do I need to do? Well, what he thinks is, okay, he's probably going to do that strat again because it works so damn well the first time, and Twisted Meadows is a good ghoul map anyways. So what can I do to put him in his little bitch place? And he says, I will counter the Death Knight ghouls with the Lich ghouls. And so it is done. He goes ahead and takes his Lich ghouls, and Fav, Oblivious up here, is going to start his Death Knight ghoul strat, and we'll see how it works out. So, we're at 1 minute. Let's go ahead and get this bitch unpaused in 3, 2, 1. Unpause. So here we go. God, that's good. It's pretty cool. Take a look at the, click on one of their altars and then like click to the other one, and it's like exactly the same. It's pretty cool. Especially if you're going from Ted's to Fav's, because, you know, it just works better that way. Anyway, that's boring. You don't like that, do you? Well, screw you, I'm in charge. I do as I want. Not too much in particular to notice about the base builds. Fav's build, no, actually, neither of them are really blocking off their base. You don't really need to, since you kind of want to be able to have some mobility in your own base in case he goes for like a mass fiend strat. You want to be able to kind of turtle in the back of your own base, since especially if you've got a ghoul base and he gets a bunch of fiends, you can't fight straight up. But we'll see that in the third game, actually. That's one of the things you guys are really going to like. You get to see like every single freaking Undead Mirror strat in the world in this series. It's really awesome. Anyway, notice Fav's Scout Ghoul Acolyte is in here. And how Ted goes ahead and vehemently chases it like a little zealot. It's because he doesn't want him to see that he's going Lich for obvious reasons. It's a surprise, as I may say. Oh, this is cool. I really forgot to mention this. As soon as... This is interesting. As soon as Fav's Acolyte scouted the Ghoul build, he threw up a graveyard in his own base. He was not going for a Fiend build when he started this game, but he is now. And let me explain this real quick. Just know that he's going to harass with his Death Knight, and Fav's going to creep with his Lich. As soon as he saw that, he threw up the graveyard because he saw the ghoul build. And he knows that if Ted is going Lich Ghouls, he will win the game. You cannot beat Lich Ghouls with DK Ghouls. It doesn't work. Don't try it. It's just ridiculously hard. You will get owned. Nova owns you. The reason you can tell that he was not going for Ted Fiend is because he had the second Ziggurat, and you don't have the second Ziggurat quite so fast if you're going for Fiends. That's a ghoul build thing. So basically, he has to switch to Fiends, and this is the brilliance of it. See, Ted doesn't know if he can beat that Death Knight Ghoul strat, so what he says is, okay, fuck you, I'm gonna go Lich Ghouls and force your bitch ass to go Fiends. And then I can just go Fiends later. So basically what he did is he took Fav's strat and forced Fav to fight a Fiend versus Fiend fight, as opposed to allowing Fav to get him in a Ghoul battle, which, in my opinion, is quite brilliant. For those of you that think Warcraft is just all micro, damn, I don't know how you can explain that one. Notice how the Death Knight is just hanging around here, trying to pick off creeps with Coil. He got a small one at the beginning, and then he got the level 3 there. When you're creeping up with the Lich, just know that you can go ahead and you have the priority when it comes to picking off creeps, because Nova does 150 damage at level 1. So if it's like a level 5 creep or something, you can go ahead and do that if you want. You can get the kill if you want. Also, Fav went ahead and bought the boots to deny the Lich from getting the boots. Very smart move. And with his ghouls in the area, as a good ghoul player is going to do, he's going to take his Lich, buy a staff into the ghouls, and go for an Acolyte raid. This is where that Nerubian Tower, or that Spirit Tower comes into play, because you can force the Fiend player or the Ghoul player out much faster. So you already got a Ghoul kill with that tower. You can force the Ghoul player out much faster, and pretty much just save yourself a lot of hell. So he's only going to get one Acolyte in exchange for effectively a Staff of TP, a Ghoul, and a Town Portal. So you can debate if that was actually worth it or not. Let's see here. What else is going on? Nothing really much. Pretty standard play. Getting his Tier 2. He's not quite there. Neither player is. They'll both go to Tier 3 pretty quick. Actually, no, Fav will probably hang around for a little bit. I thought I was pretty sure I had something important to say earlier. Oh yeah, notice, this is a while back, I probably should have said this, like, at least as it was happening. So, when, a lot of people, when they go for the Ted Fiend build, the late Fiends, they kind of leave their Fiends in their base and just kind of camp them out there. But if you're confident in yourself, you can bring them out and kind of play around with them. At least versus Undead, versus Orc maybe not so much, but, you can kind of do something with them. Notice that twice Ted now has gone to creep something down at the bottom gold mine and now here at the shop, and he backed off. That's basically just because his Lich is low HP, and he can't really creep when Fav knows he's going to, because his ghouls are going to get pretty low from the actual camp itself, and his Lich is going to be vulnerable. So there's a good chance he's going to really just, like, lose the game because he gets, like, beat up. One of the dangers with going ghouls is it's very momentum-based, and if you make a big mistake and lose your momentum, you're very likely to lose the game. Note with the Novaing of the Death Knight, it's something you can do, it's something you want to do, but what's important to know about using the Nova on the Death Knight is you don't ever want to use the Nova just for the Nova damage. The Nova, to put damage on the Death Knight, you want to make sure that you're getting Nova and the extra damage from the slow effect, which will slow him down. If you're just getting the 150 damage, after spell damage reduces it, or hero armor reduces it, it's not really much, but if you get the extra couple hits from the Lich and maybe a couple ghouls whacking on the Death Knight while he's slowed, then it's really worth it and you're putting a ton of damage on the Death Knight. So, keep that in mind. Note Fav, wow, I'm saying note a lot, aren't I? Well, there's a lot of stuff to note, isn't there? Fav is kind of playing this dance. It's because he doesn't really have many Fiends right now to just go off and creep, and I think, does he have some in his base? No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to just leave himself wide open by trying to creep something big without many Fiends, so he's being cautious and playing pretty aggressively while creeping some easy stuff when he gets the opportunity. Creep Jack is always nice. And if nothing else, it slows your opponent down, and he picks off some stuff with Coil. Very nice. One thing that bugs me about this game is how late